It does not matter what you're doing right now. What technique, what method, time frame, indicator, theory you're using, it doesn't matter. If you believe me or not, if you ever work with us at Trading with Logic or with someone else, this video is intended to help you understand the facts about successful trading. No matter if you're just starting or if you have some time already trading. This video will help you to have awareness from the beginning, or to become aware and stop what you're doing and change. Or if you're doing what I will talk about, that you continue that path. Most people lose money trading and end up doing something else, but the reason is not the lack of education or the lack of intelligence. The reason why most people lose is because they never take the time to educate themselves. But I'm not talking about the popular education that you find for free everywhere, but about the way the financial markets really work. Not for the masses, but for those that attracted you here in the first place. That understanding is key. And if you follow the link below, I explain in another video how the financial markets are rigged towards one side and how you could wake up and do the opposite that 99% of people do. Understanding how the financial markets really work is one piece of the puzzle. Because even if you are unaware of the real business behind, and you have a simple strategy or method to buy and sell, what makes the difference is not the method, but who applies the method. Whatever knowledge you think you have, it doesn't matter if you do not apply it efficiently. In order to apply something efficiently, you need to be disciplined with what you know you have to execute. The problem is that knowing what to do doesn't mean that automatically you will be doing it. In order to ever achieve something great, you need to overcome the same nature that we all have, but that only few people ever overcome. That is the difficult part in trading, and why is a 95% plus psychological. But most people overlook, undervalue, or even underestimate the psychology of trading, when in reality it should be their priority. Trading is almost like a spiritual conversion, because it requires you to overcome your own nature in order to conquer and dominate yourself, dominate your thoughts and actions. So you develop good habits and therefore a solid character that will act in a manner according to the rewards you are looking for. Trading is an activity where you are able to see the reality of you, where the market doesn't lie to you because it doesn't know you exist. Therefore, it doesn't care what you do or what you think or what you feel. Price will keep moving and you are the one that has to follow it. And you are the one that must be proactive to take advantage of that constant movement. Therefore, if you are undisciplined, you will know it. If you have bad habits, you will know it. If you are unable to overcome your emotions, you will know it. The market helps you to find out who you really are when things don't go your way. Price only goes up or down. That is it. If you pay attention, for example, to the open price of today's session, price only moved in one direction or changed and stayed on the opposite direction, or changed several times passing that same price. What science is behind that fact? The problem, the complication comes because you need to overcome yourself. You need total awareness and control of your actions. Most people fail because they fail to overcome themselves, because they never work on developing good habits and discipline, but are more concerned about the meaning of an abstract symbol that someone else named. Most people fail in executing flawlessly the simple rules they have to apply every time there is an opportunity, because they think only about winning or losing and not about flawless execution. That flawless execution, regardless of previous winning or losing trades. They let fear or greed influence them instead of focusing on the simple execution. This is why this video is very important, and I understand that some people will just skip this video or will be thinking to themselves, another video about psychology. I want to learn what candle, what indicator, what time frame is better. Give me a strategy. This type of people only are looking for the technical details and think that listening to this psychology video is a waste of time because psychology comes last. Some probably will say, what does this have to do with buying or selling? I just want the strategy. In my 10 years of trading, I have witnessed that these type of traders are the ones that end up losing. My wish is that you change this perception so you understand and pay attention to what really matters. And because of this, you are able to separate yourself from the majority of people that end up losing. One of the facts that a lot of people can accept is that in this activity, no one wins 100% of the time. That is impossible, unrealistic, and even painful if you do not accept it. There is no strategy or method or person that is going to win 100% of the time. Not even the owners of this business win 100% of the time. Therefore, stop if you have this idea. If you look at any industry, the company that dominates that industry does not dominate 100% of that market. Probably not even more than 50%. So thinking and even obsessing, trying to find a high percentage ratio and making it a life goal, unfortunately, will make you waste precious money and time. A lot of people that might be listening to me who are perfectionists or because of ego are saying that they will be the ones finding that holy grail that wins most of the time. These people waste valuable time and money testing robots and performing back testing, reading book after book, buying course after course, and therefore optimizing and changing all the time. Time passes by and they have gone nowhere. Why? Because they could not accept that there is no perfection and that even winning 30% of the time, you still can make money. But accepting losses is hard. Nobody wants to lose or lose before winning. If you're not capable of accepting losses, not even once, or accepting mistakes, or you just want to see your balance go straight up like a rocket, let me tell you that then this activity is not for you, and you better look for something else. If you are looking for quick solutions and want to hear what everybody tells you fitting this solution, trading with logic is not for you. But if you are serious about trading and are willing to listen and put the work, we can help you. If you are still here listening, it's because you are willing to learn how to lose. Losing is not bad. In fact, it is necessary. But winning in trading is not about avoiding losses, but managing them and letting the winners run while keeping the losers short. Whenever you trade, you always have 50% of probability. Therefore, if you find a simple way to keep your risk-reward ratio 2-to-1, meaning that for every dollar you risk, you make 2, you have already found a winning method. And we could say that you're in the way to become one of those few people that win in this activity. Inevitably, most people will lose money. It's up to you to stay in the winning group. The group of traders that lose money are necessary so you can become profitable if you dominate yourself. Because if winning was easy and most people won, this business will not be able to change your life radically. Because in order to have a life few can afford, you need to do things few can do. Therefore, the current ratio between winners and losers is the one that maintains trading as a profitable activity. If the relationship was the opposite, the business behind will collapse, and there will not be financial markets. they will disappear or eventually they will become restricted. Having more winners than losers is not sustainable, period. That is why trading is 95% plus psychological and not about learning generalized information that everybody uses. You need to accept that you are going to have losses, that you will have negative trades, that you will have negative periods of time. But you know what? That is okay. You do not have to change or surrender or thinking that you are a bad trader and change completely because of that. Everything in life and nature has bad times, no matter how good you are performing. There will be times when you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do and still price goes against you. But that doesn't mean you just have to change your simple rules. Losing money is not the only reason to change and do something else. Success comes when you are able to resist the temptation of leaving what you are doing completely too soon. As long as those simple rules keep your losses small and your winners big, they do not have to change. You are the one that has to change. You have to silence your mind that tells you that you know what is going on. Silence your ego that thinks he knows better and that thinks you have to throw your special personality in the mix. Beginners believe that they can design a strategy that wins 90 to 100% of the time, and that there's a special knowledge to anticipate the future looking at the past, that they can learn to anticipate that will happen most of the time. But it is more productive and realistic to learn to accept the losses because they will allow you to increase the results of your trading. Losing is part of winning. Without accepting to lose, you won't be able to win. The periods of loss will never disappear. You will learn how to control them better. With more experience, you will learn to reduce the frequency of your losing periods as you learn to trade more quality than quantity. But losses will never reach zero losses. With time, your losses will be less or the same, but your winners will be greater as you develop your trading skills and confidence in that simple method you're using. And that is successful trading, just by learning how to trade the present, only following price in a simple and disciplined way. Learn how to suppress your ego, the one that thinks you really know what happened, what is happening, and what will happen. That ego that traps you in the illusion of knowing when in reality only the ones with real access to information know. Your ego makes you think you can trade better than the banks and institutions. And because of this illusion of knowledge, you think you know when the price will keep going up or down, or when will go against you or not. Your ego is the one pushing you to create bad habits instead of abiding your trading to simple and specific rules. Because simplicity for the ego is not enough. So breaking your own rules seems like a good idea to the ego. Each trade is totally different, but ego knows best. He says he knows it looks like a previous day, or connects this present trade with a biased memory stored due to different factors. Your rule says to close your trade when you're making $500, or when your trade has moved 10 points, or your share has won 35 cents, etc. But when you were positive $400, or 8 points, or 30 cents, and the price turned around and reached your stop, next time ego will say, it is better if you just make 300 instead of 500 of that goal, or 6 points instead of 10 points, and 25 cents instead of 35 cents. Today is okay to do that because of X or Y justification. But next time the price turns around before reaching $300, or before reaching 6 points, or before reaching 25 cents, and ego says, you know, I will just make $200, or 4 points, or 15 cents next time. And just like that, your account keeps shrinking, your risk-reward ratio reverses, because you could not accept losing, or having trades reverse when you were about to win. And that is how easy you develop really bad habits that will make you stay in the losing group of traders. On the other hand, that same ego will tell you, because this false knowledge, that a trade that looks similar to one you closed with the goal of only $500, 10 points or 35 cents, ended up giving you $1,500, 25 points, $1. Therefore, you stay longer and break the rules. And then, if you won by breaking the rules, eventually you will lose it back because you reacted instead of trading by a new plan. And if you ended up losing, frustration will be very consuming. Other lie your ego tells you is that price is going against you, but don't close. Don't close this trade. It will get back up. Last time I closed the position, that's what happened. Price went back up. Ego knows better, right? But then that loss becomes bigger and bigger, and this is how you stay in the losing trading group. See, you are the problem. It is you who has to be defeated. It is your own ego that needs to be conquered. You have to overcome the human nature and develop discipline so you fulfill the rules and norms of a simple method. Use the appropriate lot trade size for each opportunity. Do not try to win everything in one trade. Do not hesitate or jump out of a trade because of past trades looking like the one you're facing today. When you enter the trade, close the trade when you are supposed to close the trade. Price doesn't know of good and bad, right or wrong. Price is only a reflection of thousands and millions of different opinions and sentiments and algorithms built by people with opinions and sentiments, buying and selling for different reasons that nobody can predict. What you see as candles, formations, and stories, narratives, is just in the minds of those accepting them. The price movement is random, but inside that randomness, there are patterns and business processes by the owners of the trading industry that can be used to explode a bit of that constant price movement. And those patterns not necessarily have to be a form pattern, but they exist and are always there. And if you transform and self-control, you will be able to take advantage of those repetitive moments with simple and specific rules, even though the nature continues being random. The only thing you can control is yourself and how much you are risking per trade. That is it. The rest is out of your control. Therefore, risk management is more important than the method you're using. The exquisite risk management is what makes the difference between the losing and winning trades. No matter how much money you have, if you concentrate on the percentage of that money, $50,000 at 1% risk allows you to lose 100 times consecutively. The same as $5,000 at 1% risk allows you to lose 100 times consecutively. The same as $500 at 1% risk allows you to lose 100 times consecutively. Therefore, it's not about how much you have, but how good you are at managing what you have. So if you're starting trading or have been doing trading quite some time, your losing and winning trades do not reflect how much you know or do not know of the market, but how well you execute and manage your risk. Price only has two directions, not three. The sideways movement is an illusion. Only two directions are possible. Therefore, you always have 50% probability that price will be moving to the direction you are positioned. So it is very easy at the beginning, without a mentor, to create a belief in favor or against of something you are doing, when in reality at the beginning you do not have the experience to distinguish objective execution from biased execution. And if you do not distinguish this early enough, you will judge losing as something negative and winning as something positive, when in reality neither or are based on knowledge. And with this misunderstanding, you embark in the endless search of the perfect combination or the strategy, when in reality there is none. A mentor that has already gone through all this will guide you until you gain your own experience and maturity, and you're able to recognize the real, true, and most important actions you need to apply in your trading execution and risk management. Take into account that your progress dominating yourself and keeping things simple won't be visible right away. You might not even see it in your trading balance right away, but you will know, and only you will know, that something inside you is changing. No one else but you know it. Your family and friends might keep questioning what you are doing, thinking, why is he or she doing this? Why doesn't he or she get a real job? Maybe you have heard the most painful words from someone you love. Stop wasting time. I know. I heard those same words one time too, and they are painful, I know. But just as a seed growing doesn't show any sign of progress at the beginning, eventually you see some roots coming out. And if you keep feeding it, you will see that eventually will grow more and more. You will not disregard the small roots and throw away the seed because you want to harvest the fruits already, will you? Understand that it is with time that all progress is brought to life. But if you are able to concentrate in the most simple way possible and specialize in that only thing, with time you too will see the roots and eventually the fruits of your labor. Therefore, in order to have or get something, first you need to be someone that deserves to have or get something. The process is simple. You have to be in order to do. And when you do, because who you are, then you will have. It's never the other way around. You don't become by having, but you have by becoming. Learn who you have to become in order to do and get the best. Follow whatever simple method you have and keep going, or go back to the simplicity you have disregarded too quickly. Or if you do not know how to reach that simplicity, subscribe to this channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and visit our website tradingwithlogic.com. This is Luis Morelos, and remember, trade with logos, trade with logic. See you next time.